Let me appeal to those who have their phones on to put them on vibration, silence, and for those of you who want to answer your phone calls, I think it's better you just go out instead of stopping the presentation. Today we have one of our postgraduate seminar presentation. It's a PhD seminar presentation by Dr. Alice Happy. And we have in our midst Dr. Danny Milner from the United States of America, who has been part of this work, because Dr. Happy did part of this work in the United States. So let me call on Dr. Happy to make the presentation.
Thank you. Professor Aishodi, all the Aishodis represent, distinguished professors. I'm highly honored to stand before you here today to present my PhD research seminar titled Lymphocyte Apoptosis and Susceptibility to Trypanosoma brucei Infection. I am Alice Happy, PhD candidate of the Department of Veterinary Pathology, Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, UI. I'll start this presentation by giving you the outline, which is made up of the background, objective, study design, methods, results and discussions, and conclusions. African trypanosomiasis is an hemoptyroid disease, a disease affecting both human and animal. The morbidity and the severe productivity losses associated with trypanosomiasis in livestock are of great economic importance. Human infection, it has been reported that human infection, African trypanosomiasis causes about 500,000 of cases each year. They are in 2008. The parasite survived the host immune response to two mechanisms, basically by continuous antigenic variation, antigenic variation of the surface glycoprotein codes and the general immunosuppression of the host immune response. The problem of block resistance associated with African trypanosomiasis has encouraged new approach to the control of the disease, such as the use of capillary plates for control of the disease. Trypanosomal infection of both trypanocolera and trypanosusceptible animals cause leukopenia, parasitemia first, leukopenia, anemia, phagocytopenia, and phagocytosis of blood cells of all lineage in the spleen, liver, bone marrow, and the lymph nodes. Trypanocolera is the ability of the host to survive, to control the disease and remain productive under trypanosomal challenge without the use of any chemotherapy drug. We have various species and breeds of domestic animals that are trypanocolera, such as dama in livestock, as opposed to the boran, which are trypanosusceptible. The red sokoto are trypanosusceptible, as opposed to the West African one, which are trypanosoma. It has been reported that the control of anemia and the maintenance of local parasitemia are the major factors of trypanotolerance. Trypanotolerance characters have been exploited for the control of trypanosomiasis. However, the mechanism is not fully understood. Apoptosis have been reported to be involved in the pathogenesis of various diseases. However, apoptosis is also of biological importance in the host. Apoptosis is the self-programmed, genetically determined, energy-dependent self-death. The biological importance of trypanosomiasis, apoptosis, we have two basically. Programmed cell death is needed for proper development and maintenance of homeostasis. For example, during the fetal development, the formation of toes and fingers arise as a result of the loss of the sourcing between the fingers by apoptosis. Programmed cell death is needed to destroy cells that represent a threat to the integrity of the host. We have different methods of detection of apoptosis, light microscopy, electron microscopy, bituminal assay, DNA detection by agarose gel electrophoresis, fluorescent microscopy, silver stain, cytochemical methods, and histochemistry. Here we have the light microscopic appearance of an apoptotic cell as adopted from Tonga et al. 2000. Here we have the normal lymphocyte in blood smear with an apoptotic cell showing chromatin clumping and cell shrinkage towards chromatin clumping with pushed to one side. And here is another advanced stage of apoptosis where we see fragmentation of the nucleus. Show the electron microscopic appearance of apoptotic cell. There is a normal neutrophil and an apoptotic neutrophil showing again condensation of the nuclear chromatin in this case, and then we have an apoptotic body. I don't even recognize the type of cell type. Apoptosis can be detected again, as I said, by DNA fragmentation. This arises by the activation of the amylase by the activated caspase through the mechanism of apoptosis. Here are the hands of DNA fragment indicating apoptosis. Several authors have demonstrated that programmed cell death pathway contribute to the pathology of several protozoan infections, such as Toxoplasma, Plasmodium, Leishmania, Chikungunya, Cryptosporidium. A recent report from Silva and colleagues show increase in lymphocyte apoptosis due to Chikungunya infection in mice. Earlier work by Star et al. 2004 demonstrated that protein, a protein EBP-4, Chikungunya induces apoptosis of epithelial cells of the brain and glands of infected mice. As of now, there is no knowledge of the involvement of epithelial blood cell apoptosis in African trypanosomiasis. It is also not known whether this phenomenon occurs in other organs of the host and its involvement in the susceptibility to infection. This now leads to these few hypotheses. First, apoptosis is involved in the pathogenesis of African trypanosomiasis. Most specifically, apoptosis occurring in Chikungunya infection contributes to the leukopenia of trypanosomiasis. Secondly, Chikungunya infection induces apoptosis in the lymphoid organs, possibly influencing the immunological responses of the host. Thirdly, trypanotolerant hosts may have a better ability to control cellular apoptosis, resulting in a better and more sustained immunological response, and thus greater ability to cope with the disease. And the objectives of these studies are to establish if cellular apoptosis is a feature of African trypanosomiasis, to compare apoptosis in blood and lymphoid organs of Chikungunya infected animals, to determine if apoptosis is a factor of trypanotolerance, and to examine the effect of trypanocytide drug treatment on on the level of apoptosis. And the study design, there was first established the involvement of apoptosis of leukocytes, in peripheral blood and in lymphoid organs, bone marrow, and liver during acute and subacute phases of T-brucin infection in laboratory animals. Next, to compare the degree of apoptosis induced by T-brucin infections in two breeds of goat with different level of susceptibilities. And then attempt to correlate extent of leukocyte apoptosis with parasitemia, anemia, and leukocyte. And then lastly, to investigate the effect of treatment of T-brucin infected goats with a trapezocidal drug, especially the aminoazine acetate on apoptosis. Experimental design. 4 experiments were set up using 3 species of animals with different susceptibilities to T-brucin infection. First, the rats, the highly susceptible ones, the rabbit, the moderately susceptible, and then goats, the next to normal ones, in which we have 2 groups, the red Sokoto, the susceptible ones, and West African waffle, the relatively tracheotolerant groups. In the first phase experiment was for the demonstration of apoptosis in blood and tissue cells in acute T-brucin infections in rats. 27 albino rats were used, 19 infected with T-brucin, and 8 controlled. 8 rats were sacrificed on the 8th, and then the 10, some of them were sacrificed, the 14 were capital. Also, control animals were sacrificed during this period. The rats were inoculated with 10 to the 3 parasites per mil intraperitoneally. And then parasitemia was monitored daily and blood smear evaluated for apoptosis. At peak parasitemia, tissues and blood samples were harvested for apoptotic detection by gel electrophoresis, electron microscopy, and light microscopy. Blood samples for hematopoietic analysis were also collected prior to sacrificing all animals. And the second experiment was investigation of blood and tissue cell apoptosis in T-brucin infection in rabbits, acute and subacute phases. In this experiment, only 8 locally bred rabbits were used, 6 infected, 2 sacrificed between the 15 and 20, and the 10 group. 2 were also sacrificed between the 25 and 28, and the 4th group also have 1 sacrifice at the 42, and 1 found dead at the 56 post-infection. But the control group were sacrificed at the end of the experiment. The rabbits were inoculated also with 10 to the 3 parasites per mil intraperitoneally, and a high parasitemia or the moribund ones were sacrificed. Tissues and blood were harvested at sacrifice, and blood and tissue of 2 non-infected controllers were also collected and processed similarly. The parasitemia in this group was monitored twice weekly, and blood smears made weekly for light microscopy examination of apoptotic cells. Hematological and apoptotic changes were analyzed and compared in the 4 groups. The third experiment was investigation of T-brucin-induced apoptosis of leukocytes as a factor of tracheotolerance in infected goats. 24 animals were used, 12 West African waffle and 12 red Sokoto goats. The animals were acclimatized for 4 weeks before inoculation, and we had 4 groups. In each breed we had 4 groups of animals. Group 1 was made up of 2 non-infected control, one sacrificed on the day 42, and the other one after day 72. The second group, 3 were sacrificed at the 14, the other one sacrificed between the 3, other one sacrificed between the 35 and 44, and the last one sacrificed after the 72 post-infection. Sample collection. After screening for hemopoietic parasites, each animal was inoculated with 10 to the 3 parasites per mil intraperitoneal leukocite. Parasitemia, rectal temperature, and body weight were monitored weekly. Blood smear for apoptotic detection was made weekly also, and hematology was carried out every fortnight from all infected animals. Goats were randomly selected for sacrifice from each goat. The moribund ones were also sacrificed irrespective of the period. Blood was also collected from each goat prior to sacrifice for hematology and examination for detection and quantitation of apoptotic cells. The spleen at time of presentation from liver, bone and bone marrow tissue were harvested for apoptotic investigation and other changes. And the last experiment was for the investigation of apoptosis in the adenosine acetyl treated Chigusa-infected Red Sokoto goats. During this experiment, 3 Red Sokoto goats were used, and they were also acclimatized as explained in experiment 3. And then at day 40, when apoptosis was seen in the peripheral blood, animals were treated using 3.5 mg per kg of deadenosine acetylate, IM. The treatment was repeated 8 days after. Parasite clearance was determined by absence of Chigusa in peripheral blood and confirmed by supplementation intraperitoneally of a rat with blood from each treated goat. The methods used during this experiments are for parasitemia. Parasitemia was estimated using the phase contrast Buffy-Cope technique, which provides the number of parasites per milliliter of blood. And the hematology was determined using the dead blood in rats, ear vein in rabbit, and jugular vein in goat, as described in J. 1986. 3 methods were used for detection and quantification of apoptosis in all the 4 experiments. Cytological detection and quantification of apoptotic cells were used using, and the routine electron microscopy for detection and quantification was also used, and the detection of DNA fragmentation by DNA electrophoresis also carried out using the DNA detection kit. The results were expressed as mean plus or minus standard deviation. ANOVA was used for comparison of apoptotic changes at different stages of infection and within breeds. Student T-test was used for comparison of cell apoptosis between trypanosusceptible and trypanotolerant goats, as well as between treated and infected non-treated goats. Correlation analysis was performed by Pearson correlation, and p-values less than 0.05 was considered significant. All these analyses were carried out using the GraphPad treating software. The first result, which is the result of experiment 1, apoptosis in Chigusa-infected rats. This is a blood smear from Chigusa-infected rat showing trypanosome, and then we have the red cells here, and then the polychromation that is also called reticulocyte, and then the spherocyte, indicating responsive anemia suspected in Chigusa infection. And then this is another blood smear from rats showing apoptotic neutrophils in Chigusa infected rats, showing marked condensation of the nuclear chromatin, cell cleavage, and for nuclear fragmentation. Well, this photograph here shows the monocyte from it's a welfare from Chigusa infected rats, showing monocytes with engulfed apoptotic cell. This is a free apoptotic cell. It's from plumb nuclear chromatin and very dense nuclear chromatin, and then another lymphocyte, neutrophil undergoing apoptosis. Again, this is phagocytosis of red spots, red cell in blood smear of Chigusa infected rats. This is a monocyte showing the vacuous and phagocytosed red cell. The peripheral blood was also examined by gel electrophoresis from Chigusa infected rat, was also examined by gel electrophoresis. You can see here in lane 2, Then one is shows 100 base pair DNA ladder. Then 2, 3, and 4 are blood from DNA from blood from tubules from non-infected control, sorry. And then 5, 6, 7, and 8 from tubules are infected ladder. You can see the bands of fragmented DNA indicating apoptotic changes. This graph summarizes what was found in blood in peripheral blood of tubules are infected rat. Then you can see that apoptosis increased and reached a peak at the 13 post-infection. There, the spleen was also examined in rat, and here this shows 3 apoptotic lymphocytes. Here, again, cell shrunken condensed nuclear chromatin, and then another, here is a macrophage which involves apoptotic cell. This is a plasma cell being involved by an apoptotic plasma cell being involved by the macrophage in tubules infected rat. Again, this confirms what was seen in the spleen. This gel from the spleen of tubules infected rat, showing this is a control 2, 3, a control 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Tubules as tissue, DNA extracted from spleen of tubules infected rat, showing big band and bands of fragmentation indicative of apoptosis. This is apoptosis by EM, apoptosis in the spleen. Tubules infected rat, showing an apoptotic plasma cell. Here, and the cell is detached from cell to cell contact and is shrunk with very, very condensed nuclear chromatin, getting apoptosis. And the fact that it appears singly, don't see them plainly. Apoptotic and other changes in the spleen of tubules infected rat. You can see here is an apoptotic cell, and here is the macrophage which involve cell or apoptotic cell state. Or is another EM of the spleen of tubules infected rat, showing the larger view of higher magnification, of the macrophage which involve cells. Here is apoptotic cell, because here we see an apoptotic cell clearly looks very close to this, probably indicating that these are apoptotic cells. We also examine the liver. The liver was also examined. Liver of tubules infected rat was also examined. Here is a control liver. Here is a liver from tubules infected rat with the 10 post-infection. You see apoptotic lymphocyte. Here again is small compared to the normal lymphocyte. Here is another apoptotic cell with condensed clump nuclear protein insertion. This is summary with light microscopic evaluation of changes in organs of tubules infected rat. There is this first row is to control rat spleen, thymus, liver, lymph node. As you can see, during infection, you see an increase in apoptotic change in all lymphoid organs and the liver. And then this increase was significant in the spleen. This is the 2-year evaluation of apoptotic cell in tubules infected rat spleen and liver. Again, you see a significant increase in apoptotic cell by EM. We saw an increase in significant liver. And then trying to find the relationship between blood cell apoptosis and leukocyte count in tubules infected rat. As the leukocyte count reduces, apoptosis increases, but monocytes try to increases possibly because they are there to mop up the parasite or the unwanted apoptotic cell. Or also they reduce the fact that they resist more to induction of apoptosis. The result of experiment 2, which was the apoptosis in tubules infected rabbit. Here is blood smear from non-infected control rabbit and tubules infected rabbit. Here is a cell, peripheral blood cell, and apoptotic rabbit in tubules infected rabbit. So this was the 25 post-infection. This here is a spleen of tubules infected rabbit, showing an apoptotic cell here, is an apoptotic liver. Lymphocytes, showing nuclear condensation and fragmentation, cell shrinkage. And here is a macrophage showing phagocytosis of 4 plasma cells, apoptotic plasma cells. liver was also, the liver of Chibusa infected body was also examined, finding some level of apoptosis. Here is an apoptotic cell, basically lymphocyte, where the inflammatory cell, which was found that inflammatory cells were the apoptotic cells in the liver, and there is a normal hepatocyte. And then the thymus was also examined, and then also apoptotic cells were also found, numerous apoptotic cells, as compared to non-infected control was found in the thymus. As you can see, this is the thymocyte and an apoptotic thymocyte. They then show cell shrinkage, nuclear condensation, and fragmentation. And the DNA was, the agarose electrophoresis was carried out to, as method of investigation to confirm what was observed by light microscopy. And here we see the bone marrow showing the infected, these are infected with deep DNA. And here we have no band of fragmentation, showing that there was no apoptosis. And here the non-affected control, they are all similar. But the spleen or infected show thick band of fragmentation, and non-affected control show no band. Here in the liver we see fragmentation in all the three, non-affected and infected. So the lymph, the thymus show faint band control, and infected show bands of fragmentation indicating apoptosis, faint band fragmentation. This is the overall evaluation of apoptotic changes in organs of Chibusa infected bodies. Here we see the first group was to control. We have some level of apoptosis in the spleen, and the rest of the organs nothing. And then at the 14 and 25, here we see some increase in apoptosis in infection, and the bone marrow show no apoptosis change even by microscopy. This is the result in experiment 3. This is the comparison of apoptosis in Chibusa infected West African dwarf and rest of the groups. First, starting by the parasitemia. This, you can see the parasitemia in West Africa. West Africa show a high parasitemia, high parasitic rate. They are parasitemia. As compared to the rest of the show a lower height of parasitemia, and which is well controlled. Here is the variation in white blood cell in West African dwarf and rest of the Chibusa infected. You see the West African dwarf, the total white blood cell count is higher in West African dwarf as compared to the rest of the group, which is lower. And again, lymphotype, again, so of rest of the show a lower height of lymphotype, absolute lymphocyte count as compared to the West African dwarf. And these slides, these photographs are from the peripheral blood of Chibusa infected group. These show apoptotic cell here, apoptotic lymphocyte in the blood cell of rest of the at the 75 post-infection. Again, you see the cell shrinkage, and it's just like a apoptotic body. And here is a normal neutrophil, normal lymphocyte, and this is an apoptotic neutrophil, condensed nuclear and fragmentation as small fragment. And again, this is a better view of an apoptotic lymphocyte in the blood smear of Chibusa infected vesicle. Then, the trend of apoptosis in both breeds of Chibusa infected. You can see the green one here is the trend of apoptosis in peripheral blood of rest of the Togo, showing significantly high level of apoptosis as compared to the relatively tolerant one, which maintained its level of apoptosis low. And this was also examined, the blood was also examined by DNA gel electrophoresis. And here is the West African one, and the rest of it show that there is no band of fragmentation in the West African one at any kind of infection. And here at the 73 post-infection, you see some bands of fragmentation here, faint band indicating apoptosis in the vesicle. Apoptotic change, try to find the relationship between the apoptotic change in the peripheral blood cell and parasitemia. Here we can see that the rest of as the parasitemia goes high, we have increase in apoptosis in peripheral blood, and you have the peak of parasitemia corresponding with the peak of apoptosis in peripheral blood. But here in West African blood, despite the parasitemia, you see that apoptosis is maintained at a low level. Apart from apoptosis in the peripheral blood of T-cell infected blood, result from binucleated lymphocytes and rarely trinucleated lymphocytes were found in the peripheral blood of T-cell infected blood. Here is a angel wing from binucleated, also called angel wing, from T-cell infected blood. And here is a trinucleated lymphocyte, and this has not been reported. And this is a result of response of the lost cells. And here we try to see the difference and compare the level of binucleated lymphocyte in West Sokoto and West African swine. We see that the high Sokoto here show high level of binucleated lymphocyte than the rest of West African one. But in trying to find the relationship of blood apoptotic cell and binucleated lymphocyte count of the infected West Sokoto and West African one, we see that the West African one, as the apoptosis increases in blood of West Sokoto, the binucleated blood increases too, just nearly a little. But here we have a dynamic in West Sokoto. We see an increase in apoptotic count, but the binucleated blood is still trying to compensate for it, and as the apoptosis goes up, it goes high, it tries to shoot also up for the response. Then this is EM11, electron microscopy evaluation of apoptosis changes in the spin of T-cell infected West African one and West Sokoto. Here is an overview of the spin of from non-infected control, and here is the spin of West Sokoto infected at the 73% infection. You can see two apoptotic cells simply out, very, very dense chromatins, self-shrinkage, and here again an apoptotic plasma cell showing condensed nuclear chromatin and loss of cell contact. We attempt to compare apoptotic changes in the spleen of T-cell infected West African world and West Sokoto by light microscopy. Here again, you see that the West Sokoto show more apoptosis of splenocyte than the West African world. Again, this was also carried out by agarose gel electrophoresis. And you see that the West African world, where it shows mass of pharmaceutical education and also we have thicker band compared to showing that you have more in the West Sokoto. After examination of the bone marrow by EM, we also found that the bone marrow of West African blood as well as the rest of the body showed apoptotic cell. This is an apoptotic cell in bone marrow with nuclear fragmentation. When we saw destroyed, nuclear fragmentation, cancer cell and condensation. Apoptotic changes was here in another slide showing the EM of bone marrow of T-cell infected West Sokoto, showing two apoptotic cells here. There's condensed nuclear chromatin and small cell size. There was a comparison of bone marrow response to the lost cells in T-cell infected West African blood and West Sokoto. These slides basically show the response to the lost cell. This is the West African one, showing hyperplasia as a 91% infection, and as opposed to West Sokoto showing hypoplasia. You can see there's less cellularity in the bone marrow, more facile, and the eosinophilic protein in trying to evaluate the apoptotic changes in the liver of T-cell infected West Sokoto and West African blood. This is from T-cell infected blood and 91 post-infection. Clinically and locally showing this benign apoptotic cell. But here in the West Sokoto, we see two apoptotic cells here in the sinus cells. The comparison of apoptotic changes in the liver of Chibusa infected West African dwarf and Lesotho by agarose gel also show fragmentation in the DNA in West African dwarf and Lesotho, but that thick carbon in Lesotho, indicating that we have more apoptosis in the of Lesotho. And in the thymus, evaluation of apoptotic changes in the thymus of West African dwarf and Lesotho goats infected with Chibusa by electron microscopy. This is a non-infected control thymus. This is an apoptotic cell which occurs naturally in the breast. And then these slides are from this slide on the left is from the Lesotho goats, showing two apoptotic cells in this group. And here we have apoptotic thymus here in West Africa. In the thymus of West African dwarf. This was just like an evaluation, EM evaluation of apoptotic cell count of tissues in West African dwarf and Lesotho Chibusa infected. As we see, want to compare the West African dwarf and the Lesotho. That is the spleen. We see a significant increase in the spleen of Lesotho and a non-significant increase post-infection and during infection in the West African dwarf. The bone marrow showed an increase, which was not significant. For the liver of both West African dwarf and Lesotho showed an increase, showed a significant increase in apoptotic change during infection. And then the thymus of West African dwarf and Lesotho showed not significant increase. But between breed, there was no significant difference in apoptotic. So, as the result of experiment 4, it was the effect of treatment on apoptotic level in Chibusa, the effect of treatment on apoptotic levels in Chibusa infected Lesotho goats. After treatment, before treatment, this is the of past statement. But after treatment and the post-infection, we see a drop in the parasitemia, and so also the drop in apoptotic count in Chibusa infected, indicating that after treatment control the parasite, and at the same time there is decrease production in level of apoptosis, and this is the level of apoptosis in peripheral fields. Then this was EM comparison of apoptotic changes in tissue of infected treated Lesotho and infected non-treated Lesotho. These were the organs. The bone marrow shows bone marrow of non-treated Lesotho and bone marrow of treated Lesotho showing a significant decrease in apoptotic compared to the non-treated. Again, the spleen, the thymus, and the liver show the same trend, significant decrease after treatment. The EM comparison of apoptotic changes in the tissues of infected treated Lesotho and infected non-treated West African goat was also carried out. And then you can see that the bone marrow of goat level was lower of West African dwarf goat. The bone marrow West African dwarf was still higher than in the treated Lesotho. And we saw the spleen, the liver, and the thymus. The summary of the findings: apoptosis of leukocytes in blood and tissues of Chibusa infected animals found the apoptosis of leukocytes in blood and tissues of Chibusa infected animals by light microscopy, electron microscopy, and agarose gel electrophoresis. Secondly, high level of leukocyte apoptosis was associated with low leukocyte count. The peak parasitemia corresponded with peak apoptosis corresponded with peak parasitemia. The apoptosis increased with the duration of infection. The susceptible animals show more marked apoptotic changes. The degree of apoptosis was highest in the spleen than any other organs. And binucleated lymphocytes, and observation which has not been previously reported in Trypanosoma infections was observed because of this study. Binucleated lymphocyte levels show a dynamic interaction with the leukocyte apoptotic level. The Treatment of susceptible red Sokoto gold with beryllium caused a marked reduction in the number of apoptotic leukocytes, confirming T-brucine-induced leukocyte apoptosis in the host. T-brucine-induced leukocyte apoptosis during infections contributes to the severe hemophagocytic syndrome in the host. In conclusion, first, a major breakthrough of this study is the first documentation of T-brucine-induced peripheral blood leukocyte apoptosis and binucleated lymphocytes in infected hosts. This study has shown that host resistance to T-brucine infection is associated with the ability to control leukocyte apoptosis. This therefore opens up a new field of investigation directed at the understanding of the mechanism of apoptosis. And this leads us in this future direction, that understanding the genetic and molecular mechanisms of control of T-brucine-induced apoptosis in tracheotomy host may elucidate novel prophylactic and chemotherapeutic targets for control of the disease. I want to thank my HOD and Professor for your presence. Also to thank my supervisor, Dr. Ali Antiago, Department of Pathology, for sharing with me his word of experience and for inspiring me. I want to thank most especially Dr. Dan Winter here present, not only for assisting me in carrying out the electron microscopy of this work, also for being here today and really grateful. I want to thank all my lecturers and colleagues at the Department of Veterinary Pathology, University of Ibadan, all the staff of Malaria Research Laboratory. Without them, I would not be able to do the advanced field of conferences and DNA and fabrication assay. And I want to thank all the staff of clinical and histopathology labs of the Department of Veterinary Pathology, UI. I want to thank Professor Shomi, most especially for providing me with a microscope to use even while at micro. Thank Dr. Patrick Milino for reading the making collection and taking the pain to do all that. And to all of you here present, I am very, very grateful for honoring me here today. Thank you.